New details tonight as a local medical equipment company calls for change. The business says a new law is hurting senior citizens in Nebraska and making it hard for them to afford medical equipment they need. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson joins us live now to explain this law. Mackenzie?
Rod, Senator Mike Jacobson introduced this bill and got bipartisan support for it last year in the legislature. He says it's supposed to ensure that seniors and insurance companies aren't being overcharged for medical equipment. But a local company says it's actually hurting the elderly more than it's helping.
People don't go buy lift chairs because they think it'll be fun. They don't go buy a power wheelchair or a scooter or a walker because they think it'll be fun. So for us to have to tell them that their plan changed and we can no longer help them in the manner that we had been helping them since we've been open for 22 years, it's not a good thing.
Kurt White owns Nebraska Scooter Mart, which sells medical equipment. He says senior citizens come into their store needing to buy something, but then realize they can't afford it because of a new law. This law went into effect last July here in Nebraska. It changes the way insurance covers medical equipment. Medicare will only cover 80% of the cheapest equipment available. Supplemental plans will cover the remaining cost. But oftentimes, White tells me a customer needs to buy a more expensive version of equipment to fit their needs. And now, supplemental plans won't pick up the whole tab for those more costly items. So for example, take this rollator. It's the cheapest one Nebraska Scooter Mart carries at around $100. Medicare covers around $80 of the cost, and the supplemental would pay for the rest. But let's say a senior needs a rollator with a larger seat, like this one. If this rollator is $200, Medicare will still only pay $80. In the past, this is where the supplemental plan would step in and pay the difference. But under this new law, the supplemental will only pay 15% of the excess cost, and the customer has to pay the rest out of pocket. For more expensive equipment like scooters or lift chairs, this can mean seniors have to shell out thousands. Senator Mike Jacobson introduced the bill last year. In a statement on Monday, he says LB 852 was passed to prevent a very small number of unscrupulous, durable medical equipment providers from taking advantage of a loophole in our law. He says some providers were vastly overcharging seniors and insurance companies. But White says the bill is actually harming seniors. He estimates about 150,000 people are impacted.
I'm having a hard time understanding why the senators passed this, what benefit it is to our senior citizens in Nebraska, because the only benefit I see people getting out of this are the billion-dollar insurance companies that no longer have to pay these claims and are still able to collect their premiums at the same rate.
In his statement, Jacobson writes, there are many Nebraska suppliers who have no issues with LB 852, and if a customer is looking to buy a scooter or wheelchair, they should shop around. White and his brother have created a website to bring attention to this law. You can find a link to it under this article on our website at klkntv.com. Reporting in Lincoln, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.